All right, I am live. Let me put on my little shawl thing because I'm a little cold. All right. Got my little granny shawl here. I'm freezing. Let me put in the polls and all the info. We're getting started. We're here. All right. Let me pin this. Okay. Let me see. Typing in the polls, guys. Just typing them in. All right, trying to think of a good poll question. Let me see. All right, I got a question. That's Q&A. I'm losing it, guys. Okay, I got the question. I found a better question. I'm thinking like, okay. If you're just coming in, I'm just setting things up, getting ready with the poll question. Make sure the spelling is good. All right, polls is up, polls is up. Let's make sure the sound is up. Let's make sure we're all good. I got my shawl. I don't know why it's like so cold. My room is normally actually very hot and it's warm outside. So I don't know what's going on here. Excuse me. Want to check the sound real quick. Make sure everything sounds and looks good. That is what we're doing here. I don't want any errors. Okay, we are good. We're good when it comes to that. So that should be perfectly fine. We're good. We're all set up for the lives. So we're not going to waste any more time, and we're going to get started on the weekly collective because it's an eventful week. It's an eventful time. There's so much going on in the world astrologically. I believe Saturn and Neptune meet on the 15th. If I'm getting that date right, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure. See, things are so much harder without my phone. I used to have all these dates on my phone. So so I'm a little frustrated, but I'm fixing it soon. I'm almost done transferring over everything. Yes, on the 15th, they meet about 1 to 2 degrees. So if you have any planets in Aries around 1 to 2 degrees, or just in Aries in general, it'll affect the cardinal signs the most. That is Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries. you guys will be affected the most by that Saturn-Neptune conjunction going on here. Saturn is bringing stability. Neptune is bringing your dreams and fantasies. It's retrograde. So when it's making that conjunction, so, it's kind of like taking the rose-colored glasses off, or clarifying things, ending delusions. And Saturn will definitely give Neptune that wake-up call, right? Because now it's like, instead of Neptune running away from Saturn, or Saturn chasing Neptune, they're like face-to-face and having that conversation. So time to have that hard conversation between Saturn and Neptune. It's like talking to that maybe one friend, family member, person you care about, and letting them know, hey, maybe the person you're dating really isn't for you. It's a tough conversation, but it can be transformative, right? So that's what's happening here when we have this energy coming about. And let's get started with shuffling so we can get into the weekly collective. Weekly collective, everyone. And I hope your weeks are doing good. Let me know how you're doing, astronauts. How are you feeling? How you been? What are you going through? What are you experiencing? What's the vibes? And don't forget to watch the latest reading on my channel where I talk about, your summer love story, your summer love, everything that is going to be happening for love in the summer. It's something for everyone, even if you're not really interested in love. These cards are flying, so that's what I'm picking up here. And yeah, I'm just going to finish shuffling really quick, get started on the weekly collective as people come in. And if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me, or if you want to just talk about things that are going on in your life, I am here to listen. As always, love having conversations with you all. Okay, so since these cards are flying so much, it's probably time to get started. To get started on the weekly. Just going to give it one more shuffle, and there we go. Let us get started. So we have the Page of Cups, and I'm using the Plastic Oracle. It is an Oracle card tarot deck based off of the movie Mean Girls. So we have Gretchen, Page of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. How very fitting. And we have the King of Cups. I really did shuffle these guys. So a lot of cup energy next week. So that lets me know that things are going to be very, very sociable as we get into this week, and very emotional. So you may start off this week going through some emotional transformations. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, they're working on emotional regulation. So generally when I see those cards come about, it represents having some positive and maybe not so positive social interactions, but by the end of the week, you pull it together because we have that King of Cups energy going on here. So when we have that going on, all of this cup energy, the week can feel long, but in actuality, it is not that long. It just feels that way because your emotions could be very up and down this week. There's good times, there's bad times. I will say with the Page and the Knight of Cups, they're a little bit less balanced. That's why I said in the beginning of the week, it can feel a little bit restless. Similar to that Wand energy, the Page and the Knight of Cups, they don't like to sit still. And like I said, they're very much like, let's be social butterflies. Let's talk to this person. Let's talk to that person. Maybe even just making a lot of different emotional decisions. So I do have my question today. Do you make decisions with your head or your heart? Looks like next week we're all going to be making a lot more decisions with our heart. It's really great when it comes to having a lot of social events. It's great for meeting new people. It's great for building connections with this King of Cups here as well. Maybe even making new friends or having people come into your life, or even people who can help you navigate your emotional journey next week. So keep that in mind with all of this cup energy, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Cups, like a lot of cups. And so there's just just socialization. Just keep that in mind next week. Lots of talking to different people, lots of interactions, a lot of having to maybe dance around different feelings, say things a little bit more gentle. Maybe you might even particularly be very sensitive next week, and the emotions can run high. So keep that in mind. It can also represent positive news because we do have that Page of Cups there and the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And it's not like they're gloom and doom cards, right? They go through their ups and downs. Page of Cups can bring good news. Knight of Cups can bring good news, and King of Cups can bring good news. So if you're dating, if you are looking forward to any sort of events, any social events, they're going to have their great good moments. They're going to have some moments that you're just like, oh, not a fan of that. But for the most part, it's like, all right, we are interacting with people. We're not in hermit mode. We're out and about. We're outside. So that is the vibe for next week. I will say, with all of this cup energy, you may be less interested in sort of the practical aspects of work or responsibilities, and you're more so invested in the people around you, and they as well more than likely will be invested with you. This is a great time for emotionally, like if you are learning more about yourself, gaining more perspectives, gaining more insights. So it's a great week to up level in terms of emotional intelligence. And when I see the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups in the same spread, it lets me know that you're probably going to go through some situation emotionally that you maybe not have dealt with before, and you're going to have to learn to navigate that. So by the end of week, when we get to the King of Cups, you're like, okay, I know how to deal with this situation moving forward. So it's a very quick transformation in terms of that, but the emotions can run high next week. So keep in mind, that is our weekly spread here, showing the cards again with the plastic oracle deck for the weekly collective. We are also in our psychic energy. We're in an energy where we're feeling more attuned and more creative as well. And we just had that moon in Purva Ashada, Venus's highest nakshatra point. So it wouldn't be surprising if we were all feeling the sense of creative inspiration or wanting to go after our aspirations in a new and different way, as well as just kind of tuning into the things that bring us joy and pleasure. The thing I love about the cups is they know how to have a good time, right? They've got all of that fun energy. They got that Three of Cups energy going on. They have that Nine of Cups energy going on. It's all about that self-satisfaction and celebration of self. So the cup spread is really, really good with that. So I can definitely see us having a lot of moments where we're just like, let me just take care of my emotional world. Let me look after my mental health this week. So that's what I see. Oh, we have a vote on the polls. Decisions to your head or heart, both. Good answer. For me, I'm going to put depends. I'm a depends type of person. Some decisions, I'm going to be honest, that I do tend to make with my head, and some decisions I make with my heart. I'm just like, I got to do it because I feel like doing it. But yeah, I respect it. I respect it. Let me know your answer to the poll. Hey, Shifting Lotus, you're right. Thank God it's Friday. How have you been? It has, I know for me, it has been a very, very up and down week. July did not come to play. Didn't come to play any games at all. Ready for the weekend. Yes, absolutely. It is time to enjoy ourselves. It's time for a break. It's time to relax. You know, have a good time. No more work, no more responsibilities. I'm with you 100% on that. I'm personally am ready to sleep. You can see I've got my my comfy shawl. It's a little cold, but it's also very cozy, and I'm like, I'm ready for a break. So I'm with you on that. Ooh. Let me know if you have any plans or what your plans for the weekend. Are you, spending some time, cozy time at home? Are you like going out, having fun, hitting the town? Are you doing some kind of crafting or something? Let me know. My weekend's going to be more so social butterfly things, meeting people, having fun, and then a little bit of like schoolwork. And I got to work on this channel. Wow. Look, I got the 10 of Cups. The cards are calling me out. Like they're saying you got family time as well. And that is very true. I have family visiting, so. Every time I see the TGIF now, I always think of the song by Glorilla. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. Love that song. I swear I listen to it every Friday or at least once a week. It may not even be Friday, but it hypes me up for the weekend. As I'm dressed as somebody's like grandma here. Man. Yeah, this weekend just gonna try and hermit mode so I can prepare socially for the next few weekends. Ooh, exciting times coming up. But I'm with you on that. Sometimes you just need a weekend to recoup for yourself, for your own energy, for your own space, to just say, not today, guys. I need me time. Knight of Cups. Not a Knight of Wands, I should say. I know I said Cups. Yes, and it's just saying, yeah, you have a lot of high energy things coming up. Sometimes the cards, these cards in particular want to talk a lot. Different decks have different vibes. Maybe that's just me. I've just noticed that with this deck. Me personally, I'm with you on that with the hermit mode. I definitely would love to be in hermit mode, but I feel like as soon as I start hermit mode, I don't want to stop. And if you're coming in, don't forget to press the like button. I would truly appreciate it. And don't forget to answer the polls. I would love to know if you make decisions with your heart or your head. Me personally, I'm an it depends type of girl. For most decisions, I'm more head person. But, when it comes to following my passions, I'm definitely all heart. Which deck are you using today? I'm using the Plastic Oracle. I don't know why I grabbed the pamphlet. This is the Plastic Oracle Mean Girls Tarot deck. So it's a tarot deck based off of the Mean Girls movie. I love it. So you can see this is Regina George's mom, 4 of Cups. It's very fitting. They kind of ignored her a lot in the movie. I don't know. It's focusing on my face a lot. There we go. Love Mean Girls. Maybe I'll watch it this weekend. Have you seen the new one? I saw the musical new version in I guess not theaters, but at a theater because it was a play. So I saw it during the pandemic. And then when I heard that there was a movie coming out that was a musical version, I was like, Last week I watched The Hot Chick. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long. You just unlocked a memory for me, Shifting Lotus. Like, wow. I can't believe that. Ooh, I'll check it out. Yeah, if you haven't seen the new movie, check it out. I haven't seen it either. Adam Sandler is in it. For hot chicks, I'm trying to remember. I need a visual. I know I've seen this movie. What is it doing? What is this? This is why I can't stand Bing. There we go. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Because the woman who plays Regina George is in that. Oh my gosh. What happened to that actor, Rob Schneider? I haven't seen him in a while. Rachel McAdams. That's her name. Gonna see him soon. Is Adam Sandler, is he doing stand-up? Because you said gonna go see him soon. Because that would be interesting. Oh my God, I had no clue he was doing stand-up. It's been forever. It said he just announced a tour. Wow. Wow, he hasn't done stand-up. I can't even remember a stand-up I've seen of Adam Sandler. He wasn't known for being a stand-up comedian. He was more known for being like a comedic actor, but I'm sure he has done stand-up. He has to have done it, right? I feel like he has the presence for it. And most comedians at some point do stand-up. But you're right. When I think about it, I can't remember a stand-up of him I've seen. So I might actually have to go see him too. Yeah, I think he was busy with all the Netflix deals and movies he was putting out. Yeah. Because he's got a lot of talent. I'll say that. He would be interesting to see live, because like I used to watch a lot of stand-up back in the day, and I still like going to amateur stand-up and comedy nights. So I would actually love to see him. I think I saw on the ticket tour dates, he'll probably be in my area towards the end of summer. So actually I may go see him. I'm actually curious to see his stand-up style, how he performs, because I'm so used to him like interacting with other people rather than him just being himself on stage. That's a hard thing to do. Could you imagine doing stand-up comedy? I'm trying to entertain you guys, and I'm just like, wow, I couldn't imagine if I was doing that in person, on stage, trying to tell jokes, trying to make things funny. Like, wow, I have a lot of admiration for stand-up comedians. Yeah, crowd work too, because you often have to bounce off of them, and then sometimes you get hecklers, the people who can think on their feet and tell jokes based off of what the audience says. Like, wow, that's hard. That's hard. I've seen it, man. You got to tell me what you think, because you said you're going to go see him soon. So I'm interested in knowing his vibe. And for anyone coming in, we are just talking about Adam Sandler going on tour. But if you do want to ask a question, feel free to ask a question. Today, I'm using the Plastic Oracle. It is a Mean Girls Tarot deck. You can see here, it's always focusing on my face for some reason. There we go. See some of the cards here. So feel free to ask a question, and I will gladly answer it. The prices are the same as always: $5 for yes or no, $10 for in-depth. Or you could just tell me about your weekend plans. I plan to be here for the next, oh my goodness, is it 40 minutes? 35 minutes? There we go. Next 35 minutes, either way. It'll be the Portland show. I'll give an update. Yes, give the update. I went to Portland once. Very interesting city. It felt really, are you talking about Portland, Oregon? I'm assuming. Very interesting city. I remember it was so random. That's what it felt like. I remember I was walking down the street one night. We were hanging out after like this 90s dance party, and there was like a llama in the street. Like a guy who was just like, he had a llama and he was walking. I have the picture of me and the llama together. So I was like, this is that. Portland's a random city. I'll say that. But very beautiful, very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yes, Portland is weird. I guess that's why they have that show Portlandia, right? Where they make fun of how quirky Portland is. It is. And I got these really cool earrings from Portland. They're like axe earrings. So I'll say this, they have really cool vintage shops. Also, I remember I went to a vampire bar there. Like I have the picture of that, of like being in the vampire casket. And I was like, this is really, you guys do things different. I loved it though. I loved it. I'll say that. You can't say you're bored in Portland. You really can't. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love to thrift shop. Come back. Yeah, I think Portland has the best thrift shops that I've seen, just because they have so many unique things. I definitely want to come back to Portland. Like, I just felt like you need like a full week. I was only there for like a few days because we were going to Seattle as well. So we split the time between Portland and Seattle. And I was like, wow, Portland is a lot. Like you really need to take your time with the city. I see why you're busy. I see why you have a busy couple of weeks. There's so much to do. All right, I'm gonna put these cards down. I'm shuffling them to death. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put this here. Save it here. Okay, and making sure. Just want to make sure that I wonder if I can change the picture here. There's so much to do. So as we're waiting, I'm just going to re-announce the updates. I believe the polls should be back next week. So be on the lookout for the polls to see what type of readings we may have next on this channel. I would love your input. And I have another list of readings. I was inspired yesterday and came up with some reading ideas I think people will like, but I'm going to obviously ask your opinions on the polls to see, what you think. And then also, don't forget to tune into the latest reading next week. Week after next will obviously be the August readings. Can you believe that? Week after next, the 24th. I'll be premiering the August readings. I'm filming those now as we speak. And I'm trying to think if I have any other announcements. Yeah, readings will be back. Private readings will be back at the end of this month, but I may open it up a little bit sooner. I've been secretly opening them up from time to time whenever I have a little bit of free time. So I'm like, if anyone clicks on the form, fills it out during this time slot, I'll be able to do it and then I'll close it back up, but they'll be fully open starting the end of July. And I wanted to say that I'm just trying to look to see if I have anything else to announce. I have written things down. Nothing else to announce for now. I have plenty of reading ideas and things coming up. Can't wait for the polls to get your thoughts on what to see next or what to do next. And that is it for now. That's all I wanted to say. Don't forget to like and share and give me your thoughts on the polls. So we have both, and we have heart for decisions. Oh, sent Cash App. Oh, okay. I'm on it, Shifting Lotus. I am on it. I cannot stand my slow phone. Why is it doing this? It's like, I got it, but Cash App is being strange. Let me know your questions. Would love to hear them, love to answer them. You always have pretty good questions. For love messages, I'm open to any, but I guess I'm having solar return 12th house. Okay. And notice X energy is kind of coming back. How do I make it go? That is so funny. Okay. Love messages. Let's focus on how to make this go away. Okay. Okay. We have the Devil, the King of Cups, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. I don't know how clear that was, so let's do. When I did the Vedic solar return, it showed 7th house in Sun. Oh, so the Sun was in the 7th house for the return. Hold on, make sure it's not showing my face. Just want to show the cards real quick. All right. That is interesting. So we see we have the Devil, the King of Cups, and the Five of Cups. So what I see here is when we have the Devil, there may be some unresolved feelings about that relationship. Doesn't necessarily mean that you want this person back or anything along the lines of that, but there may have been some disappointments or feeling a sense of sadness for the potential that relationship could have had. Now we have this King of Cups energy, and maybe to some degree, like, you could be thinking about how there's a side of you that may even has some empathy towards your ex. or maybe even like an understanding of their, what do you call it? Mental makeup, their psychological makeup. And so the reason that this energy is coming back is because the universe, cards, spirit, they want you to mourn this energy. They want you to let go of the, I guess, the feeling of loss of that relationship. Because even though you knew this relationship wasn't right, you have this devil card here, wasn't great for you, didn't really meet your needs, wasn't really balanced. You said he was a Scorpio, I'm an Aries. Yeah. Why did I was just, it just reminded me, I'm laughing because I thought of this video where everyone was just like, who's the worst sign to date? And everyone was like Scorpio. I'm surprised. Most people say Gemini. So that's why I'm laughing, because of that. We have this devil card energy and King of Cups energy. And when we're talking about the devil card and the King of Cups, this is kind of like holding on to, it's almost like being in a relationship that you know isn't right for you, because the King of Cups has that self-awareness. But at the same time, you have empathy for the person that you are with. And so there is an understanding for their behavior, and that understanding hurts, you know. Like I said before, you see parts of this relationship that had X, Y, and Z happen. It could have been something special. It could have been something that was fulfilling. It could have been something that was beautiful and connected and full. And that just didn't happen. And so this X energy is coming up. So like this card, you could just vomit it out. Like you just say, I want to just allow myself to cry about it, journal about it, think about how this relationship affected me, really reflect on it, and then release it. There's still some feelings there, not in terms of like, oh, I want this person back, like I said before, but feelings there of like what could have been or what should have been. And that's reason why this energy is come. Why does it say, what does it say on the card on the Five of Cups? It says, oh no, I was coming up again. Oh no, was coming up again. Word vomit. You know, that's what it says, word vomit. And this is the scene where she, you know, threw up after the party on him. Well, I guess it was during the party, right? Where they were upstairs in the room and she threw up. So it's the word vomit. I think she was talking to him. Was she about to make a confess or kiss him or something like that? And she threw, I'm getting off track. I'm trying to remember the movie. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. But yeah, essentially, this was but essentially on the card there, I actually love that they put that on there. Where maybe you felt like there was some things that you could have said or some things that were left unsaid, right? Because she had issues speaking to him. She got all real nervous and she wanted to like say stuff and confess her feelings and all these things like that. And there's parts of you within the relationship where maybe you felt like you wish you could have said certain things. You wish that you could just let those things out and let this person know what you thought, how they affected your life, maybe where you thought things would gone wrong, whatever the case may be, but there may feel like there were some things that were left unsaid. And so that's why the energy is coming up. It's not in terms of like, oh, the ex is coming back, but the cards want you to release that energy. Whatever you felt like you didn't get the opportunity to open up about or fully put out there into the universe, you have to put it out. Yes, that sounds right. I walked away and there were things left unsaid. Yeah, I guess that's why it's perfect. That's a good thing you caught the thing coming up on the card. because that message is for you. It's saying either write it down. I mean, you could contact them again, but the cards don't necessarily touch on contact, but that's obviously your personal choice. But write down the things you left unsaid, or talk about it, or have a moment, or just like talk to yourself about it. Talk to write a poem, do a song, but let the energy out. Sit with yourself with it, have that full not nah. Yeah, don't cut. I understand why you wouldn't want to contact them, for sure, especially since we have that devil card energy. But definitely sit with yourself with it. It's good to journal. It's good to write those things out. It's even good to have the conversations, if you can, with a friend, or even somebody, if you have someone in your life who's very much like the King of Cups, emotionally mature, someone who isn't going to sort of project onto you. Like, how sometimes when you want to talk about a situation, and if you talk about something in regards to an ex, people will think that you still have feelings for this person, but really you just want to talk through the emotions. And some people, it's hard for them, right? It's hard for them to have that understanding of saying, yeah, you just want to sit there and just talk about that for a minute and let it go. You said, I journaled and burned, but it didn't work, so I keep trying. That's why I'm talking to you. Well, heck, talk to me about it. Like, what do you want to say? Say it now. Let it out. It like what feelings do you want to talk about? What feelings do you want to let out? Because sometimes it's good to just let those feelings out. It's hard to find a safe space where people aren't going to project their thoughts on your relationship on you. I've noticed that a lot of the times, because they've had such negative experiences with people in their lives who are exes, they're either wanting to just kind of rant about their exes and talk ish, or they are missing their ex and they want to get back. And there's not space for just saying, hey, this relationship affected me. This person meant something to me at that time, and I want to release that. I just want to have a moment where we have this conversation. So I would say, shift and lows, let it out. Like, or you can get it private reading and let it out, whatever the case may be. But just, I don't have an issue. Say the things that you want to say. I remember just a few days ago, I was reflecting on a past relationship, and I was just thinking about how I don't really have a lot of resentment towards my ex personally, but there's certain things where I feel like if this person had invested more into their mental health, or if they hadn't gone through situations that created a personality in which they were hurtful towards themselves, then this relationship could have worked out. And it makes me sad to know that they've gone through these experiences that have created bad mental habits for them. So that was something I needed to just admit to myself, that disappointed me and that left me sad, even though that relationship was over. I had to say that out loud. I said, that makes sense. That's another good perspective. Yeah. Just like say things, say the things that you have been keeping inside out loud. I know you say you journaled and burned, but maybe you need to talk directly to a person who's going to have that emotional maturity to just listen and hear your story and hear what you have to say, to help you shift through your thoughts and release it, And then sometimes when you have those conversations, it can help you to see things in a different light and learn lessons and understand how you can move forward and what you need within a relationship. And it also can help you to let go of those feelings of hurt, because at the end of the day, we're all people. I know on the internet, everybody's a narcissist, and anyone who's ever done anything bad to you is a demon. A lot of people like to say that. But, you know, in reality, they haven't been given the tools. Most people, some people are just sociopaths, but they haven't probably given the tools to treat people with love and empathy and respect. And I think if they were afforded that opportunity, if we could show more empathy rather than judgment, there would be a lot more better people in the world. And it's unfortunate that it's not currently like that. But you know, I'm I'm a tarot reader, so I'm a little spiritual. I'm going off on a tangent. But if you just want to vent, just vent. If you just want to look at things from a different perspective, and hold space for that moment in time, you got to do it. You got to do. You got to let all the feelings out. You got to vomit it up, like here, or like you've got to just let it out. You got to say the things. You got to, if you need to cry the tears, do that. If you need to scream, scream, whatever the case may be. But that is the reason it's happening. And then once that occurs, I feel as though you're just going to be able to just be like, whatever. This, I don't even have to think about this anymore. Said, yeah, for sure. I feel ya. Thank you for those messages. Really helps. I'm glad it was helpful. I'm glad it was helpful. I'll try the vomit and talking out loud. Yeah, say it out loud. Say it out loud. You could also, like, you know, sometimes you could do like a little video diary. Sometimes I've done that before. Wow, video diary myself, listen to myself back, and you know, then delete it or something like that. It helps. It helps because sometimes you get to hear yourself. And it's like, oh, okay. Like if I was listening to someone else saying this to me, what would I tell them, or what would I think of the situation? Yeah, do that. It can help. It can definitely help. Let me know if you have another question, Shifting Lotus, because I know you sent 22. Oh, and for anyone coming in, feel free to answer the poll. I'm trying to see, do you make decisions with your heart or your head? We have 50% heart and the other 50% is both. And if I could vote, which I don't know why they won't allow me to vote on my own poll, I would vote it depends. So that would be my answer. I don't have any other questions yet, but thank you. You're welcome. You are very welcome. Oh, and if you're coming in, don't forget to press the like. I really appreciate that. It helps grow the channel 100%. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. Today we are using the Plastic Oracle. It is a Mean Girl tarot deck. It's just the camera wants to focus a lot on my face and not on the cards. So there is the Mean Girl tarot deck. Here, let me just throw a card out there for those of you who are curious. If you've never seen the movie Mean Girls, you got to go see it. You got to go see it for sure. There we go. Knight of Wands. What was the guy? For you, Glenn Coco. That's so funny. That is so funny. I love this deck. People need to make more movie decks. Mean Girls is such a iconic movie, so quotable. Not my favorite movie, but I would put it up there and on one of my well-liked lists. A very well-liked, almost in the favorites. I think my favorite movie is Juno. It's been my favorite movie for like years. And I thought I would be able to find another favorite movie by now, but I haven't. I just love Juno, you know. I think what is Cody Diablo? I think she is Moon in Megashira. I guess I just like a Megashira writer director. I feel like they're so good with capturing the emotions. but that's just me, or maybe I just like that. But let me know what you guys, if you want a reading, feel free to ask a question. And I would love to know your thoughts on, do you make decisions with your heart or your head? With Michael Cera. Yes, with Michael Cera. I just love that movie. Every time I watch it, I cry. The scene where she kind of just barges into his home. I always thought there were certain things I don't like about his character, Michael Cera's character. He was way too passive. To some degree, I understand it, but then to other degrees, I'm just it's strange. Because I don't want to get into it. We're on the tarot channel. I don't need to get into it, but I love the scene that she barges into his home and she's like, will you still think, I'm beautiful when I'm all big and fat? And then he's like, I always think you're beautiful. And, Juno, she's still trying to navigate her emotional world. She's an immature teenage girl, and I'm sure he's an immature teenage boy. And she just kind of barges out. And I'm just that is so, it just felt realistic. The dialogue's a little bit, quirky, but for the most part, I felt the reactions and how she navigated her situation was pretty realistic. At least of being a teenager. And it didn't feel like a movie that was just about love. It just felt like a movie about life and self-discovery, which I feel like is super rare for women or even girls to get those types of movies. Women, I feel like we don't get enough girlhood movies. We get movies about dating and Hallmark, which I love those. I love the romance films. Trust me, I'm a big romance girly, but sometimes you just want a movie that's just this is just life, and you're doing different things and you're having different emotions and you're discovering yourself. But I don't want to get on a tangent. I don't want to get on a tangent on my tarot astrology channel. But if you're coming in, let me know if you have a question. I would love to answer them. I'll be on for about maybe 8 more minutes or something along the lines of that. I was 2 minutes late or something. And I think maybe next week or next pop-up, either one, I'm probably going to ask you guys your favorite movies. I don't know if I can just ask a question. I think maybe I can put it in the Q&A, and then you guys can answer below. But maybe I'll give genre. Maybe I'll do genre, and then I can ask you guys your favorite movies. But I'm very curious to know what you guys' favorite movies are, or why you like them. I wish YouTube would allow me to ask more in-depth questions, but maybe I'll put it in the Q&A. And since we have a few minutes left, I am almost dropped the cards. I am going to remind you to watch the latest tarot video. Tune in next Thursday for another video. Currently, I'm filming, the August monthly readings. They take a while. Those are my longer form videos. The pals are 40 minutes long. You can tell I really enjoy the monthly readings. I put a lot of effort into them. And the polls will be back starting next week. I'm very curious to get your thoughts and opinions on any up and coming ideas that I have on this channel. Yesterday, I was just hit with sudden inspiration for new reading ideas. And then also if you want a private reading from me, it will be officially open at the end of this month, but unofficially opened from time to time because I have pockets of free time here and there. And so if someone manages to fill out the form and get in there, I'll do your reading for sure. That is tarot reading and Vedic chart reading. Just ask me a question and I will get back to you on that. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to say. I will be said I'm excited to see them and the private readings. I'm glad you're excited, Shifting Lotus. That makes me happy to hear. I am encouraging anyone to, if you want a private reading, to go get it. I always love doing the private readings for you all. You always all of you ask such amazing questions. And I'm just, happy to be able to provide any sort of guidance through the cards and things along the lines of that. I'm trying to think, there was something else I wanted to say, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Can't remember the life of me, so I'm just gonna have to announce it some other time. Pop-ups, we'll see if I can pop up next week. It's been very busy. Uranus and Gemini is insanity. I was just talking to a friend of mine about it, and we were both talking about how the communication has been like so difficult, not just with like at work, but in various different systems in terms of like, if I want to talk to someone at the grocery store, people act like I don't understand, or I have to go through like a billion different hoops. And it's like, what's going on here? Like things used to be so streamlined. It just feels like a lot of redundant communication or confusing communication is going on. So we were both talking about that, and like, we're like, why is this so difficult? So that's what's going on for me with that. And so I may be busy because certain tasks that are generally very short are taking a long time. Like, for example, I remember I called my school because they had sent me some email about billing and as well as filling out health insurance. And they sent it to me like 3 times. And so I'm like, in my mind, you're sending me this email 3 times. I'm like, oh, did I like not do something? And so I called them, and I also fill out a form to like waive health insurance. And then they email me back and they're just like, you didn't have to fill out this form. And I'm just like, if I'd have to fill out this form, like, why are you blasting it to me? Like 3 times, like because normally when they send those emails repeatedly, it's because they want you to fill this out. It wasn't like a general announcement email, like we have an event, or if you haven't done this, It's one of those, like, you need coming to your attention emails, whatever. Drove me crazy. And then also calling, they were like, can you hold for like a few minutes? I need to go talk to my supervisor. They had me on hold for like 16 minutes and didn't call me back. I was like, what's going on here? They've never been this bad. I'm ranting. I'm frustrated. We have a few more minutes left. So if anyone wants to come in and ask a question, and feel free to ask it. But pop up. I'll see if I can pop up next week. Hopefully I don't have too many of those wild moments where I'm on the phone forever and it's pulling away from pop-up time. And that is what I wanted to say in regards to that. Hopefully I can see you guys Monday. I know you guys like the pop-up Monday times and the Thursday times. So that is when I'm going to try to come in and get you come in and do a reading for you all. Trying to look at my schedule. I will be out of town next weekend. That's what I wanted to say. That was the announcement. I'll be out of town next weekend, so I will not be having a scheduled live. So I'll probably have to schedule a live for Thursday. So be on the lookout for a live on Thursday. Want to announce that here. I'll also do the weekly collective on Thursday as well. That is what I wanted to say in regards to that. And that is all. That is all, astronauts. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to the live. Thank you for participating in the poll for the live. It looks like it seems to be a 50-50 vote in terms of that. But if you count my vote, it's split 3 ways. So it depends. And that is all I want to say. I feel like I've been talking a lot. Fun. You deserve a fun break. Thank you. Have a good weekend. You too, Shifting Lotus. Get your rest in. Go into hermit mode. Now that I know you live in Portland, I already know that you guys you're probably in constant turn up mode because that's a wild city. That is a wild. Something always goes on. I feel like living there must be an adventure. But I'll see you next. I'll see you next Thursday or Monday. And for any of you are stopping by and Shifting Lotus, I'll see you next time. If you show up to the next pop-up Monday or Thursday, I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll definitely be here Thursday. I'll definitely be here next Thursday. So bye.